The Tabletop TV program is for mature audiences only.
Okay, cameras are rolling. We're live in 3, 2...
Thanks for tuning in to Tabletop TV.
Welcome back to Tabletop TV, where no animals are harmed during the taping of the show, and all chickens you hear murdered are actually paid and fully unionized actors. Last time, we were introduced to the founding members of our fine fellowship. First, we met Marianne, a humble nanny holed up in the town of Tobin, watching over Lily Tillman, the 12-year-old daughter of the very busy Mr. and Mrs. Tillman. Marianne perhaps got a little more than she bargained for with Lily, though. As it turns out, Lily Tillman has a gift that puts the fate of the Kingdom of Atlas in her hands. Next, we met Larder Gillhooley, a wise old chicken farmer of great renown living on the outskirts of Tobin. Him and Marianne go way back, so when it's announced Lily must undergo a journey to the top of the twisting peaks and Marianne requests his chicken expertise, he of course obliges. Finally, we were introduced to Tulpa, a strange, squat, stony-skinned creature who seemingly bursts straight from an ominous, recurring dream of Lily Tillman. According to the dream, he's destined to help in some big way somehow, but he's currently far too busy terrorizing Larder Gillhooley's chickens. Oh, and one more quick side note. If you missed the announcement, I just moved. As well as that, 2 of our players got new mics, which means there were a couple new audio variables in this particular episode. I did my best to roll with the punches, but you may notice some background noise slipping in here or there. Forgive me, it won't appear in the next episode. Alright, have a good watch. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Tabletop TV. I am your host and game master for this evening, Reed B, and I am joined by...
My name is Borb, and I'm going to be playing Larder Gillhooley. Well.
Hi, my name is Colton, and I'm going to be playing the Dreamling Tulpa.
Guess that leaves me. I'm Sid, and I will be playing Marianne!
And with that out of the way, let's jump back into the world of Atlas, where we last left off.
Reed, I think you should at least say thank you and not just let's get that out of the way.
What? Thank you
to us for introducing it. I mean, we put some thought into that. You don't just say, well, with that out of the way, now we can move on.
All right, here comes a genre-defining format change for the rest of the podcast. All right, thank you guys for those wonderful intros. And now that the best part is completed, we'll get into the second best thing about this podcast, which is the actual TTRPG playing.
I don't appreciate the tone, but I think the lesson was learned.
All right, cool. We start today's session, not exactly where we left off, but about 3 years prior to the events that just unfolded last session. We hear a symphony of crickets, a calm night breeze, and the occasional hoot of an owl float through an open window of the Tillman household. We kind of fly through the window, and we see the interior of the room attached to this window is incredibly cozy. Everything in here is thoughtfully handmade. There's a nice wreath mounted on the wall opposite the bed, and beneath it is a little wooden shelf housing many hand-carved wooden animals, puppets, and children's toys. The bed frame, too, is carved from wood, with a comfy wool-stuffed mattress, a hand-knitted blanket, and a younger version of Lily Tillman that is currently getting tucked into this blanket as we speak. Sitting at the foot of the bed, illuminated by candlelight, we see a slightly younger Marianne. Marianne, it's mid-harvest season, and Lily's parents have just had a long day in the fields. They were quite exhausted and eager to get to bed early, so tonight you have been charged with the duty of putting Lily to bed. And so far,
children.
Yes. So far, she has been putting up a fight.
I think I'm gonna look at Lily and continue tucking her in and say, Lily, please settle down. It's time for your bedtime. It's far past your bedtime.
No, I'm not tired.
I don't know where you get all this energy from. You're making it very hard for me to do my job.
No, I'm not tired.
What if I read you a story? Would you like a bedtime story?
After a moment's hesitation, he goes, okay. But it's not going to make me go to bed.
Oh, of course, sure. Oh, now let me see. And I'm gonna start perusing the bookshelf.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you browse around for a second, and eventually you find the perfect one. It's a classic. It's a very well-worn children's book with a forest green cover, and on the spine it has the title The Girl and the Giant.
Oh, I'm gonna hold it up to Lily and say, see, Lily, you'll like this one. It's a classic.
Oh, what is it?
It's called The Girl and the Giant. And while some of the details are a little exaggerated, it's based on a real girl like you.
Okay. And she kind of gets a little more snug in her blanket and kind of tucks in. Still with like a resilient, like, I'm not going to sleep look on her face. Keeps looking at you.
I'm gonna sit down next to her and I'm gonna start reading this nice story to her.
Yeah.
Let me get my story reading voice. Once upon a time, there was a little girl with a beautiful singing voice. It was the most beautiful singing voice anyone in her little village had ever heard, and it was said that her songs were so soothing she could lull any man, woman, or child into a peaceful slumber with a simple lullaby. As she grew, she helped a great number of people with her special ability. She would sing to the chickens, and they would lay double the eggs. She would sing to the cows, and they would provide twice the milk. She would sing to the rowdy children of the town, and they would settle down to rest. Just like you should be.
No, not...
Wink.
Not me, though. Not me. I'm not tired.
No, of course. One day, the little girl was out picking flowers by the edge of town when she saw a terrible giant walking over the hill. The giant was tall as a mountain, his skin rocky as a cliff, and his beard long and moss-covered. His fists were clenched, and he had a mean look in his eye. "Hello, sir," said the girl. "Where are you going on this fine day?" "I have come to destroy this here village." "But why, sir? I'm quite fond of this village." "My giant ears are quite sensitive, you see, and you humans have been making a terrible amount of noise. I've been unable to sleep for weeks, and so I've come down from my valley to drive these townspeople far away from here." "But what if," said the girl, "what if I could put you back to sleep?" The giant gave her a curious look. "Take me to your valley and allow me to sing you a lullaby. If it does not put you to sleep, then all of us humans will pack up our bags and leave." After a pause, the giant responded, "Very well." So the giant put the girl on his shoulder, and together they marched through Bedlam Woods, up the twisting cliffs, and to the valley where the giant had made a bed for itself. As the giant made itself comfortable, it looked to the girl and said, "If ever you humans cause me to stir again, I'll be quite agitated." The girl responded with a smile, "If you ever stir, Sir Giant, I will return to sing you back to sleep. You have my word." And then the girl began to sing, and the giant, with a smile, closed its great stone eyelids and fell into a slumber. The girl stayed true to her word, and from that day onward, whenever the giant began to stir, the girl would make a pilgrimage up to his valley and lull him back to sleep with soft song, allowing the little village to live happily ever after. The end. And I'm gonna close the book.
You look up and see Lily is completely and absolutely unconscious.
Yes!
All of her resistance was entirely performative, and she has now drifted off into a peaceful sleep.
Awesome. I'm gonna make sure she's nice and tucked in, make sure I'm not gonna bother her when I stand up, and I'm gonna tiptoe my way over to the bookshelf and put the book back where I found it, give Lily a little kiss on the forehead, and make my way out of the room.
Cool. I think briefly, as you're making your way out of the room and you just kind of look at the cover of the book one more time on the shelf, and you look at the girl drawn onto the cover, a thought pops into your head. And you kind of look at Lily, and then look at the cover, and then you look at Lily again.
I wonder what that could be.
And then you kind of push the thought out of your head. You know, you're probably just tired.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, as you blow out the candle and close the door, I think we cut back to present times with Lily aloft in front of the great parade. unable to play the okay, guys, the fun intro music that we were all vibing out to last time is maybe dead forever, and I don't know what's happened to it. So
Can I do a little vocal?
Can
I do a vocal rendition to warm us up?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Wait, sorry. Were you giving the green light to a vocal rendition of the music we listened to before, or just for me to do whatever?
Borb, I feel like if I give you the green light to do whatever, we're never going to get back on the rails. I feel like the pants are coming off. The mic is going to break, you know. But you can take a crack at what we were listening to last time while I begin just some basic opening narration. Boo, beep, beep. We cut back to the realm of Atlas and the Great Parade, which is now underway. There is just the awesome music is still playing, which you're listening to right now, as essentially a marching band of Seer loyalists in red robes escorts Lily Tillman, the next songstress who's just recently been selected, as they escort her on top of her little palanquin down the long and winding road through the fields of Limbus. This parade, the Great Parade, is going to go for about a week's time, and it is almost entirely going to be just like parties and celebrations and passing through a bunch of the towns in the field of Limbus and going, "Don't worry, guys, we found the songstress, hip hip hooray," before eventually the songstress and the people she's selected to go on the little adventure with her reach like the edge of Bedlam Wood. About every night you're going to be stopping in a new town, which are going to accommodate and treat all of the inhabitants of Tobin almost royally, just because of the circumstance you found yourselves in, because you created the next songstress, hooray! But kind of for the first day, I mean, how do you think you guys are you with the pack off doing your own thing? This is a little bit of an opportunity to just say, like, if I want a scene to happen during some of the travel, you can let it rip now.
I think Tulpa wants to explore this new and wonderful world that he has just been birthed into. And so I think I want to try and just fucking explore, like, everything.
Okay, cool.
See and do as many new things as physically possible.
Name a list of these things that you try to see and do amongst this pack of Tobinites.
I see a bunch of people eating food, so I start trying to eat a bunch of random stuff. Some of it's food, some of it's not. I see people farming, and so I think that if you just dig a hole in the ground, shit starts growing out of it, so I start digging a bunch of holes. I see people wearing clothes, and I realize that I think I have clothes, but also I was born with these clothes on, so I don't really understand it, and so I try and steal some other clothes and see if they fit me. Just a bunch of, like, random bullshit of, like, oh, this person is, they're drinking water. I've never drinking water before in my life, so I must need to drink a lot of it. And so I go into the town well, and I just completely submerge myself and try to drink as much water as possible.
Larder, I think you are having a crazy experience of a day, as everybody around you is, like, partying and having the time of your life, and you keep seeing glimpses of this small gray-skinned man wearing 3 pairs of pants and 2 shirts, just housing a bucket of water, just like glimpses between crowds of people, and you point and go, "Look, there he is," and then he's nowhere to be seen.
I think I'm, after maybe the second or third day of this, Larder's gonna start following, like, trying to follow Tulpa. Then I think that, it starts off by, like, I just seem like I'm crazy, but then, if you'll allow this read, some of this cartoon stuff starts happening to Larder. Like, he goes behind a building and comes out on the other side of the road, and he's like, "Spirits!"
Yeah, it's a big, like Roadrunner coyote situation.
Yeah, there's Scooby-Doo hallways and that sort of thing.
I think as the camera follows Tulpa through his hijinks for the first couple days, I think the audience is made aware that Tulpa definitely seems to be operating on some kind of like different physics system than everybody else is maybe operating on. Because, well, all the other characters are very grounded in reality and kind of obeying the laws of physics. It seems like Tulpa can maybe is just operating how he thinks he's meant to be operating. At one point, you like accidentally find yourself standing over the edge of a building, but then you float there for a couple seconds, and then you look down, and then you look at the camera, and then you fall.
Yeah. There's a big bonk sound.
And I guess one final question. Do you think in all of your wandering and experimenting with this new beautiful world, do you think you ever find yourself wandering like outside the premises of the parade, like off into the fields?
I think Tulpa tries to like leave almost every town that they go to just to see what it exists outside of the town.
Cool. So the first town you end up pulling up at, night falls, and you kind of just roam off into long, billowing, just gorgeous like wheat fields, just very like idyllic. And after walking for a while, you see another town coming over the horizon. And it's the same town that you were just walking away from.
What?
But coming up again over the horizon.
I look back and I see the straight line of like trampled wheat that I've left, and I look back and the town that's right in front of me. Huh. Weird. Maybe the Earth is a sphere and I've walked all the way around. No, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, everyone knows the Earth is flat. Tulpa, you're going mad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess after that, are there any more escape attempts?
I think after the first instance of that, I think Tulpa really starts trying to like test his boundaries.
You're gonna make a check here, I think.
Ooh.
As the days of travel wear on and you start trying to figure out kind of what's happening with yourself, we're going to make this a simple check, which means, the numbers we talked about earlier apply. 10 or over is a complete success, 7 through 9 is mixed, and below that is a failure. Tulpa, because of a certain theme that you have on your character sheet, you are going to subtract 6 from your 2d6 roll.
Okay. Could I persuade you to be able to add a bonus from one of my tags? Try something new.
Yeah.
It's an origin theme? So would that be +2?
Tags are always a +1, kind of no matter where they come from.
Okay.
And then you take into account the most powerful theme that you're pulling a tag from. So if it's like, I pull a couple tags from the origin and maybe one from the greatness that's relevant, you'd go 3 power at like greatness tier or something like that. But in this case, I'm not going to let you use your greatness theme because that's actually what is subtracting 6 from this roll in particular.
All right. Cool. Okay. So just so I'm clear, it's 2d6 and then it's a -6 from my greatness theme, and then it's a +1 from try something new.
Correct. So that all hashes out to a -5.
Okay. Oh, just terrible. -2.
Tulpa, you cannot figure this shit out, and it's kind of getting to you. Like, you're like, okay, the wheat field didn't work. Maybe the Earth is round. I'm going to run into the forest as fast as possible. And then you pass between 2 trees, and you find yourself walking between, like, a wooden doorway in the town that everybody is sleeping in, and you're, like, walking into Lily's room. And then you try to jump out the window, and you fall for a bit, and then you, like, start burrowing straight down into the earth, and then you burrow through the ceiling of Lily's room somehow. And you just keep trying to escape, and you keep inevitably finding yourself back in the like 10 feet surrounding Lily if you get too far from her.
Something's very wrong. I'd like to go up to Marianne because I think I've like interacted a little bit with Marianne at this point.
Yeah, we have.
I waddle up to her and I like tug on her like her skirt and just go, Marianne, something's broken.
What is it?
The the world. I keep going places, but I keep not going anywhere. I keep ending up back here when I try to go anywhere else. Does that happen to you?
I think Marianne's just like staring at him like, what is he talking about? And she's gonna go, well, I guess so. Yes, it is quite hard to leave the places we come from. And she's gonna like try to like philosophize, like maybe he's speaking about like, I can't get too far from him. She's like, yeah, I guess I get that.
Do you have any advice on how to...
Demon!
What?
Demon, you stay away from her now. You get away.
It's the...
Marianne, are you all right?
The candy man. He gives out these weird candy things. Marianne, have you met this guy?
What weird candy things has he given you, Tulpa?
The things with all the feathers.
Oh, God.
Also, just to establish kind of the setting and locale we're in currently, because I've kind of been ambiguous about time, we'll say this is like towards the end, like this is the afternoon of like the third day's walk, and Larder Gillhooley just burst through a crowd of people sweating and panting.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yes, I have met Larder before. I'm honestly a little bit surprised that you've met Larder, but it sounds like you've met him and his chickens, not candy, chickens.
That's what they're called. Okay. They taste really good.
Marianne, I take a couple steps back. Don't let him out of your sight.
Larder, what is the matter with him?
This thing, no offense, sir. This thing is one of those haunts. It sticks around. It's a dream thing, and I think that it's haunting you. And it's gonna stick around and not go away. You think he's gone, and then he's back.
I'm sorry, I can't. With Borb's voice.
Now we're gonna get that in HD, high quality rambling now. So.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't seem to be causing any issues, though, Larder. I mean, he honestly, I kind of know who he is. He looks like this, and Marianne is going to pull out her puppet of Tulpa that she has.
He's eating my livestock.
Well, okay, yeah.
He's making them dead stock.
That does sound like an issue.
And that's not just... I'm not bringing them along for fun. I'm pulling a whole ass hen house so I try to feed the chosen one.
Well, yes, you're here to feed the chosen one, but also those who accompany her on her journey, and... You know, you might not like this, but I think I know who else is going to be coming on the journey with us.
Yeah, and after you say that, I think Lily from the palanquin that's being carried by a couple eyes of the Seer goes, Tulpa, do the thing I like, do the thing.
Oh, okay, hold on. I put my thumb into my mouth and I blow, and then my entire arm and then the rest of my body expands so that I go from like 2.5 feet tall to like 6.5 feet tall.
She goes, yeah, yeah.
As soon as I open my mouth, a bunch of air lets out, and it sounds like a balloon deflating.
Quit that.
Larder, it's quite cool, actually.
Oh, wow, no.
Let's make a compromise. Tulpa will only do this when Larder is not looking. And in exchange, Larder can keep all of his chickens as livestock and not dead stock.
I don't mean to stir up the waters or nothing, but that kind of sounds like a win-win for me.
You're actually so right.
You say that, and then you hear bong, 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 as some ceremonial bells are being rung from the town that the Great Parade is currently approaching. All of the eyes of the Seers pull out fresh bags of candy and start chucking them, and you hear murmur and chanting from the crowd around you. Oh, the games are beginning. Oh, I can't wait. The first game is about to happen. Oh, the games. And just a lot of very excited peasants who are kind of mumbling amongst themselves about some games that are coming up as you arrive in this next town, which is the village of Trom. This is the town of Trom. And as you pull into Trom, you hear a lot of people buzzing about these games that are coming up. Yeah, so as you pull into Trom, you hear a lot of excited murmuring about these games. And I think all three of you are vaguely familiar. Well, two of you. Tulpa, you're completely out of the loop. But anyone who's been in Atlas for a while has probably witnessed or experienced the Great Parade pass through their village or town at least one point. Most people don't ever get to be part of it, but people are usually at least bear witness. And one of the classic celebratory activities that happens right before the songstress is sent off on her grand adventure is a series of 3 games run by the 3 Seers, and each of which are mostly for morale, but are also kind of unofficially a competition of merit to prove why you think you should be eligible to be on the adventuring party of the songstress. So it is an opportunity for people of Tobin to showcase unique skills that they have and go like, hey, Lily, I think I would be really useful in navigation because I did well in this game. And as the parade pulls up, you see Maria, Lily's tutor, also in the red robes with the Book of Songs, begins to float up in the air, similar to the 3 Seers, and you have a hunch that maybe she is being levitated or lifted by one of the 3 Seers, casting a little witchcraft on her. And she goes, "People of Tobin, the celebration has been lively thus far, but don't spend all your energy at once, because for the next 3 days, the 3 games of the 3 Seers will be taking place, and I am proud and excited to announce that the first of which is going to be hosted by none other than Providence the Wise." And you see one of the 3 Seers, Providence the Wise, kind of floats up to join Maria. The 3 Seers visibly aren't too distinct from each other. All of them have bodies hidden under the large flowing robes and the golden helmets. The only thing that kind of separates the Seers from each other is kind of the decal on their golden helmets is slightly different. And Providence the Wise has kind of a ring of closed golden eyes all the way around the head. And Providence kind of floats up next to Maria and looks at her and is maybe communicating some kind of message almost telepathically. Maria says to the group, "At sunrise tomorrow, the game will begin. It is a game of knowledge, the acquisition and utilization of knowledge. At sunup, Providence will issue a riddle to all those looking to participate, and by sundown, you must come up with an answer. The first person to come up with the correct answer to Providence's riddle will be crowned the winner. Runners-up will also be accounted." And you see a lot of people in the crowd kind of shake their heads and go, "Oh, dang it, I was really hoping for archery." But some people seem really psyched about this. You see people have maybe been training for specific games they thought were maybe going to come up this parade. And you see a couple very scholarly Tobininians hitting fist pumps and high fives as it's announced that game 1 is going to be riddles. Any of you who want to participate in these games can volunteer to participate in any of them. There is a little mechanic that's going to kick in here, though. So because all of you guys are members of the party, you are going to be going on, the adventure with Lily, no matter which way you slice it or dice it. However, there's a little bit of glory and perhaps some prizes that come from winning these games also. You can participate in as many as you want, but if you do all 3, you're going to rack up a condition called Spent, which is going to subtract from rolls you make on the future games. So if you do the riddle one and then the next day you immediately jump into whatever the next one is, you're going to be subtracting 1 from your rolls on that game. So if you think your character would fare well, maybe play to your strengths, see if you can win some fun bling. If not, maybe don't. Which one of you guys would like to participate in the first game of the Seer?
Absolutely me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at riddles. I know them pretty well. There's 3 or 4 of them.
Larder, what?
Oh yeah, every year at the Gibbon solstice, me and my family, we like to sit around and tell riddles, and whoever can remember most of them wins. And I remember all of them because they're a little long, but if you've been telling them a while, you kind of get a little bit of an edge. It's kind of a seniority thing. So very few people I ever met can remember all 4 riddles.
Well, I'm glad you are participating in this one, I suppose.
Oh yeah, this will be a walk in the park.
Hell yeah. So, at sun up tomorrow morning, you all gather in the town square of Trom, which maybe it's just your Tobin nationalism kicking in, but this town's not nearly as nice as ye old Tobin. It's much smaller. And you are surrounded by other scholarly faces from Tobin that I think some of you recognize.
Oh my God! There's my cousin's son's daughter's cousin. No, sorry, my cousin's son's wife's cousin. Hey, Potsherd.
He said Potsherd?
Potsherd.
Potsherd? Okay. Yeah, Potsherd, your cousin's wife's daughter's son, walks over. And is like,
yeah, no, he's got an MFA in pottery. That's why they call him Potsherd. Also, he keeps breaking it.
Potsherd walks over and goes, well, hey there, Larder. Hey, you here for the riddle competition too?
Hey, oh yeah. I'm a tough one to beat.
It's true, you always were a tough nut to crack, but I think today's the day I finally bust the nut.
Potsherd, you old dumb son of a bitch. I hate you so bad.
I'll kill you, but I love you.
There's a child right here. There's a child right here.
What?
You're talking about busting nuts and cracking nuts and
it's an old Tobininian turn of phrase, don't you know?
I am the oldest man in Tobin. That's not true. I'm sorry. All right. Good seeing you. Hey, tell Hedwig I say hello.
Will do. I always tell you say that even if you don't, because you know how Hedwig can get.
I appreciate it. It's we could have been something. She and I. I remember that night under the moon 45 years ago. I think about it a lot. All right, well, hey, you have a good one. Good luck.
Potsherd gives you a gentle, reassuring pat on the back and then goes, how old are you? You said 45 years, and that really set my head for a spin, because I thought you're looking great for however old you are.
Oh. Well, that's just it, Potsherd. I actually look quite bad for how old I am.
Wow. Damn. Well.
There's a riddle for you. Good job.
Okay, cool. And then I think at this point, the sun peaks over the hills in the distance, and the silhouette of Providence the Wise covers all of you. And as Providence floats up, you hear a voice. Sounds like it's echoing out from like a long metal hallway coming from Providence. And Providence says this: a girl has many brothers as sisters, but each brother has only half as many brothers as sisters. How many brothers and sisters are there in the family? And then Maria, who's standing adjacent to Providence, goes, okay, you have until sundown. Any of you who are perhaps getting a little lost or need any clues may find some helpful hints spread across the town in a bit of a scavenger hunt. So, if you ever get stuck, you could perhaps seek some of those out, if you're feeling daring. Okay, good luck to all. Ready, set, go! And then... Could
they perhaps post the wording in the town Discord chat?
Would you repeat the question? I didn't hear you. I was thinking about something else. I'm sorry. Would you repeat the question?
I wasn't paying attention.
Could you run that by me one more time?
Providence remains dead quiet, and Maria goes, oh, would you like me to repeat the riddle?
Yeah.
For sure.
Fucking Providence. Head up his ass.
Do you say that?
I'm trying to beat my cousin's son's wife's cousin in a game of riddles, and they won't even repeat the question, make it fair. You got good hearing. I gotta listen to fucking chickens squawk all day.
Maria divvies out some little sheets of paper to everybody, and you read over it again.
I can't read.
A girl has as many brothers as sisters, but each brother has only half as many brothers as sisters. How many brothers and sisters are there in the family? Now, you see, immediately after that's said, and Mari says, ready, set, go, there's a mix of strategies. Some of the scholars seem to like crisscross applesauce in the gravel and start putting their fingers to their temples and thinking really hard and going, half as many sisters as brothers, then that would mean... And you see some other people sprint off into the town, looking to perhaps scoop up some of those clues that were mentioned earlier. And here's what I'm going to say. Because this is a riddle-based challenge, you as players could just sit here and noodle over it for 15 minutes and just really take a crack at it.
Oh yeah, this is one of the ones I know.
Here's what I'll say. I think I'd like all of you to make a check for me. If you fail as a player, I'm just going to let you go in raw and you can take a stab at it. On a mixed success, I'll DM you a little bit of something, a little bit of a clue, and on a success, I'll give you kind of a big old clue.
I failed my check. I'm going in blind.
So this is 2d6, and take a look at your character sheet, and if you think you have any relevant tags as you either scour the town for clues and puzzles, or sit here and canoodle it over. Not canoodle, that means something different.
Hey, Providence, pucker up.
Yeah. So it's 2d6, and then if you think you have any tags that would help here, let me know. You can bargain with me.
I forget which one's the tag and which one's the something else, but I have nosy, information gatherer. So I know information.
I think information gatherer at 100% applicable. Yeah.
Yay!
2d6, let her rip.
I've rolled a 7.
Cool. That is a mixed success. I'll DM you a little tidbit.
Yes.
Colton, how's your roll going?
I think it's just a straight roll. I don't know if I really have anything that's applicable. I also got a 7.
Cool. I'll DM the same hint to the two of you then. And then Larder is left to his lonesome to crack this one wide open. And to keep things snappy, after I DM this hint, I'm going to give all of you about 30 seconds to think it over, and then we're going to go.
Oh, come on. Reed, I'm writing out a math problem right now about it.
Okay. So I think what happens is Tulpa and Marianne kind of tear off into the town looking for clues and hints to gather information, and Larder, you sit down and just start thinking on it.
Larder's sitting down with a smug look on his face because he remembers this one.
Okay. Hell yeah. I think to give a little narration while the other two think about this and work it out, Marianne tears off into the town, and you find kind of a medieval Rubik's Cube sitting on a small podium out front of what seems to be like a general store, with a little sign next to it that just says, "Try me," and after fiddling with the children's toy for a while, you get all of the sides to have the same pattern, and it opens like a little chest, and inside is a slip of paper with the hint I just DM'd to you on it. And then Tulpa, as you take off into the town, you beat out like 2 other old Tabaninians who are running behind you going, "No, wait, please, leave some for the rest of us." And you see on the town job board where a bunch of like listings for things people would like to be done, underneath one of the slips of paper that's like a request for a new fence to be put up, you find another slip of paper with the hint I DM'd you on it. Cool. Answers have been put in by 2 of our contestants. Okay. Larder, how you doing over there, Borb?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Whatever your name, Providence. You almost got me there, Providence.
Again, Providence dead quiet after the issuing of the riddle, just kind of floating there passively. And Mario goes, they can hear you. They're not very talkative.
You mean they can see me? Wink. Because it's their, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's really great. I see what you did there.
Little joke, little old school joke for you. Don't make them like that no more.
That's funny. Yeah. Okay, everyone, the sun is setting. Let's get your answers in.
I would like to hear Larder's answer first, please.
Now, I do want to honor the roles that happened here and say that people with mixed successes chronologically got answers in sooner than people with failures. I think is how I'm going to rock it. You can still have solved it, but I just think like because the game is being judged by like people who get it in sooner get higher scores, I think it makes sense for like a mixed success to be sooner than a failure. So we'll go Colton and Sid. What are your answers to the riddle? What do you say to Providence?
Oh, I want to hear Borb's first, since he didn't get any hints.
Okay, fine. Borb, you can go first, but I do think with the failed check, you do go after Colton. You do go after Marianne and Tulpa.
The girl's name is Friday.
Providence kind of locks eyes with you for a couple seconds. There's a moment of anticipation as that hangs in the air, and then Providence just kind of shakes their head no.
What?
Potshirt walks up behind you and go, "Oh, dang it, Larder, I'm gonna get you this time. The girl's name was Wednesday. You dumbass, it wasn't Friday, it was Wednesday." And then Providence keeps shaking their head no. And Potshirt goes, "Oh, damn it. We've exhausted our options."
Wait,
Yeah.
Potshirt. Wait, that's the answer to this one.
What do you mean? Oh, you got this one memorized in the answer Friday?
Ain't it? My great uncle told me this riddle when I was just a boy. And he'd always say, the girl's name is Friday. I gotta go. I gotta think on this.
Potshirt goes, can I offer you a pot in these trying times? And he takes out a freshly kilned vase.
Potshirt, turn that thing around. It's cracked to hell, you dumbass.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. You know I'm trying to get better. I just feel like I got a namesake that I can't live up to, and it's eating me from the inside, man.
I gotta get out. Your name means a piece of a pot as in it's broken, you dumb son of a bitch. Alright, I gotta get out of it. You're pissing me off. What was that ancient wisdom? What does it mean that I've forgotten it?
Colton, what is your answer to the riddle?
I think Tulpa, after getting his little slip of paper, looks at it and goes, I don't know how to read. And then he steps up to, whenever he's called for the riddle, he looks around and he sees a family of 7 with 4 girls and 3 boys, and he goes, 4 girls, 4 sisters, and 3 brothers.
Providence nods their head yes.
Yay!
And I'm realizing for the integrity of the fiction here, I actually think Providence probably took all of the answers into account and then nodded or shook their head accordingly at people so people couldn't copy after Providence greenlit the first riddle. So, but yeah, Sid DM'd me her answer, and her answer was the same thing, which is correct. So the two of you correctly solve the riddle. Cool. So from Tobin, hold on, I gotta make a little check myself here. Let's see if anybody else succeeded here. Potshirt definitely didn't. Damn, okay, you two are some of the only two to actually answer this riddle correctly. Not many people in Tobin are excellent at mathematics, it turns out. So you're really bringing an asset to the team. A lot of confused scholars walk away as the sun sets from the town square, scratching their heads, going, could have sworn it was Tuesday. My grandfather told me that riddle when I was a child, and the answer was Tuesday. And I just don't know. I need to think about this for a second. And then I think maybe the only other person who won this game is just an absolutely ancient old man who you hear cackling with his friends on the way back to the inn. When I was a boy, I spread misinformation all over Tobin about this riddle. I told everybody it would be so fucking funny if we told all our kids it was Monday through Friday. Just really fuck them up. Easiest W I ever got for old Trevor McGee. Cool. That is the first game of the Seer.
They say cultures change, but what if they fade away?
during this long rest, we just have a shot of Larder Gillhooley on the edge of a cliff, cinematically looking at a full moon. It's just kind of...
Who am I if I ain't who we was?
And that quote is illustrated in cursive over the horizon.
Spirits! Get out of my head!
I mean, I don't think you see that. I was thinking more in a cinematic kind of way where it goes, who is we if we isn't even what we was? Larder Gillhooley, 2025. Cool, and we cut to the next day. You pull out of town, and the Grand Parade proceeds to the next village, where again, at the end of that travel, Maria floats up and goes, "Today, I am happy to announce the premise of the second game, this time being run by none other than Dominion the Strong." And Dominion floats up to join Maria. And Maria says, "Tomorrow's game, similarly, will begin at sunrise and end at sunset, and those who volunteer will be partaking in a game of survival, of hunting and gathering. We are leaving town tomorrow and setting out for the village of Corbin. But those who volunteer to play the game will not be taking the path most traveled. In fact, they will be taking the path less traveled. The parade will continue along the path, but those who volunteer to play the game of Dominion will instead have to navigate through Corbin Woods in order to make it to Corbin. 2 winners will be crowned during the proceedings of this game. One will be the person who makes it to the town of Corbin the quickest out of the woods. The second will be the person who brings back the most impressive trophy, whether that be a piece of an animal, something that was gathered, or otherwise. If one individual manages to check both of these boxes and grab both crowns at once, well, we haven't seen it in quite a long time, but you would be crowned the temporary King of Corbin." And then Maria, playfully whispers, "Not the literal king, but something of a title we use if someone manages to land a double victory during this particular game." And kind of excited murmurs ripple out through the parade, and you hear a lot of talk. "Oh, no one's been crowned King of Corbin since, a couple generations ago. Yeah, what was his name again? Oh yeah, that's right. I believe last King of Corbin was some folk named Hedwig Gillhooley. Yeah, I think that's right." And there's a lot of talk of a lot of whisperings and murmurings. Going, "Wait, isn't there another Gillhooley boy here?" And you feel a lot of eyes turn to you, Larder, as it's announced that this is a game of foraging and survival and moving through a hostile wooded environment. You realize that you have a bit of a biological legacy tied to Dominion's game here. And Maria, kind of floating above the crowd, goes, "Okay, everyone, get good sleep. All those who would like to participate, meet at the edge of Corbin Wood by sunrise. Ta-ta!" She floats away.
So Larder, did you change your name? Is that why you used to be the king here? Sorry, I wasn't really paying attention. I was chasing. It wasn't a chicken, but it kind of looked like a chicken.
Are you sure it wasn't a chicken? Are you positive?
I don't know. It had a big fuzzy tail, and it was eating some nuts, and it was covered in hair, kind of like a chicken.
I ain't sure. Where did you catch it?
Squirrel.
What?
What?
What'd you call me?
I said it was a squirrel.
That's what they're called. Okay.
Is that like the scientific name?
Pronounced exactly like that. Yes, the squirrel.
Huh.
Squirrel.
Exactly. Yes, good job, Tulpa.
Marianne, I remember when you used to give me lessons like that back when you was with me in my house.
Yes, I also remember this.
Yeah, we cut to a flashback of Marianne teaching Larder his ABCs, right next to a couple other, kindergartners.
And now, where the hell am I going to use this?
Now you can write the word chicken on your coop.
I know what's in there.
Well, but now other people will also know.
I don't want nobody else getting in there.
Well, no. Okay, then yes, you can write keep out.
This is confusing me.
And then it can say chickens keep out.
We can come back to the present. So I guess which of you are interested in participating in the second game?
Definitely me.
All right, sweet.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
Well, if everyone else is in, I gotta be in also.
Does Marianne, I feel like we've talked about this already, does Marianne have any official survival training or any tags that would help here in the woods, or is she just kind of raw dogging it?
Yes, she's got living off the land and self-reliant.
All right, awesome.
And knowledge of locations.
The sun rises the next morning, and as a cool breeze sweep over the fields of Limbus, you gather outside on the very edge of Corbin Woods. And again, as the sun rises, the silhouette of the Seer kind of appears over the horizon and floats down. While all of the participants who are here are mingling amongst themselves, Larder, you get a tap on your shoulder.
Yeah?
You turn around, and you see a face that looks familiar, but you can't quite put a name to it. It's it's ringing a bell in a distant tower. And this person looks at you and says, Gillhooley,
Good morning.
I'm taking that crown this time, you hear? I haven't forgotten what your father's father did to my father's father.
I have. What'd he do?
This enrages him. His face goes bright red. He looks at you and he goes, My name is Grimbus Beerwout. I am the descendant of Trembus Beerwout, who is the descendant of Ronnie Beerwout, the man that your great-great-grandfather shafted out of being king of Corbin 100 years ago.
Well,
You don't remember this? This has been a really important family story that's been passed down for me. I've been told never to forget or forgive.
yeah, toughness. Yeah, no, yeah, we can talk about y'all all the time, how sorry we are. Hey, I appreciate you keeping the tradition alive, but, revenge stories like that, you really ought to be careful about, because that's how fascism starts a lot of the time, calling yourselves, identifying as the underdogs.
I don't know what that word means, but I'm gonna get over you, dog.
You really ought to be angry with Ronnie for naming your father Trembus.
What's wrong with Trembus?
Dumbass fucking... It's terrible. I mean...
It's a perfectly respectable
Your
name.
last name is, I've heard of that for sure. You guys do good business. But,
Thank you.
Trimbus, I wouldn't even name my chicken Trimbus, and even some of them I kill to eat, so...
Grimbus goes, why I oughta, and he reaches for your throat, and then two other guys from the crowd go, whoa, Grimbus, man, chill, Grimbus. And he goes, I'm gonna get you.
I flip him over and put him in an iron wrist lock.
What? Yeah, okay, cool. And a frightening burst of athletic prowess that none of you have ever seen from Larder before in your entire lives. He completely restrains Grimbus Beerwout.
Hogtied.
And the Seer, again, sounds like echoing from down a long metal hallway, goes, all those looking to participate in the second game, please raise both of your hands to the sky.
Oh, what you gonna do, Grimbus? What you gonna do, Grimbus?
Do you want to make some kind of check to try to get Grimbus to disqualify himself immediately from the game?
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, because it looks like he really wants to reach his hands down and try to punch you again, but he doesn't. He holds back. All of you here, very well. This may be briefly discomforting, and all of you feel your wrists and ankles kind of get like all of a sudden they're two magnets that are attracted to each other and all of you get very lightheaded all of a sudden and feel very dizzy, like a sense of vertigo. And then you pass out. And then this entire group wakes up all at once in the middle of Corbin Woods, completely lost. Also, should be noted, all of you feel incredibly dizzy, like something just spun you around a good 6 or 7 times to throw off your immediate internal compass. It should also be noted that anyone here who brought any kind of compass or map, all of a sudden that is no longer on their person. And you hear kind of echoing out like the same, like, distant metallic affect. Good luck. You have till sundown. You may tap out at any time by raising both of your hands to the sky and yelling Dominion. And then the entire group is left to itself. What do y'all do?
All right, I have a foolproof plan. You guys just gotta follow me.
Can we work together?
Yeah.
Yay!
Although it should be noted that the winners are going to be the person who leaves first and the person with the coolest prize. So it's not like if you're in a group and one of you makes it there first, the rest of the group isn't necessarily going to be like, they'll be runners up, but they won't be like tie for first place.
That makes sense. Well, yeah, I'll follow Tulpa.
All right.
I think Tulpa's gonna try to leverage his ability to just teleport back to Lily as soon as he gets too far. And so I think he just starts walking and just goes, it'll work eventually.
I had not even for a second taken that into consideration when designing this game, which is foolish of me because that's one of your whole things. Okay, yeah. Make a roll. Tell me what tags you're adding to it and add 6.
Okay. I would like to see my tags. Right place, right time. Which is specifically like, I get to Lily whenever I need to.
Yep, definitely applicable.
Okay, cool. So that's an extra +1. So I'm rolling a +7 right now.
Yep, correct.
Cool. All right, 11.
11. All right. Tulpa, you look at Marianne. You say, I have a foolproof plan. Follow me. Marianne, you watch as Tulpa walks about 5 paces, trips, falls into a large pile of leaves, and it looks like Tulpa falls through a big, like, manhole cover-sized hole in the ground. Tulpa, you fall for about a minute before exiting the other side and landing on top of Lily's palanquin. Cool. Marianne, you think that Tulpa's maybe dead. So he's disintegrated into a pile of leaves.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not going to think too much about that one, and I'm gonna just actually turn around and walk the other direction.
Okay, cool. Larder, Gillhooley, what are you getting up to?
I have just been... I don't even know if Larder realize... Are there a bunch of people around me?
All of them are rapidly dispersing, and all of you are kind of, like, brought into consciousness a certain distance apart from each other. So, you're not, like, shoulder to shoulder, but you can, like, see silhouettes of other people.
I wonder if Larder doesn't realize that he's in a game. I think Larder comes to consciousness and he's like, Damn, I gotta get back there. Shit, now how did I get here? I bet it's that fucking Tulpa or whoever. You know what? Culprit. Yeah. Fucking A. And he's gonna walk back towards the town in the way that he knows how. He's just gonna walk right there.
So Larder, hit me with 2d6, roll it up, and add any relevant tags you think would work in your favor as you try to navigate towards Corbin.
I have no relevant tags.
Okay.
What? I thought you had, like, knows how to be in nature and stuff.
No.
Now, I will pop open your character sheet. Don't you have stuff that's, like, going without, foraging?
I do have foraging going without, but I'm just trying to find my way back to town.
You're just walking in just kind of a line,
I'm just going in the direction that looks right. I'm just looking at the trees and being like, oh yeah, no, I think that's this way.
Cool.
I've been out this way probably once or twice. Probably once. That's a 10.
You hit a 10?
Yeah.
Holy fuck, you do it. Awesome. So there's a mechanic in this game called... So basically how checks work is you roll 2d6, you add relevant tags. Sometimes it's as simple as that. If you make it over 10, it's a full success. Sometimes there's a more complicated type of check where it's like, okay, you succeed, and also you count up how much like power you had, which is how many tags you added. So, for example, Tulpa added 1 tag, so his would be like a success with 1 power. You added none, so yours would just be a success. And I'm bringing this up now for tie-breaking purposes when it comes to the end of this particular little game. Marianne, you wanna roll some bones?
Yes. I would like to add my knowledge of location
Yeah.
and perhaps also living off the land.
I think living off the land is appropriate.
And what about self-reliant?
Yeah. No, I'm on board. This is a game that really encourages players to rack up tags on rolls.
Let's go. So do I get to add 3?
Yeah, +3.
I have rolled an 8.
Okay, that's a mixed success. Now, I will also introduce another mechanic here, if you want to push yourself over that, which is called burning tags. You'll notice all of your tags have a little fire icon next to them. That is also a little checkable box. So there's something you can do where on any given skill check, you can choose to burn a tag to gain +3 from it instead of +1. But doing that means you won't be able to use that tag again until you have an extended period of like rest and rejuvenation. Additionally, you can only burn 1 a roll. So, if you wanted to push the 8 to a 10, you could choose to burn one of your guys.
Yeah, I will. I'm going to burn my knowledge of locations.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Marianne, you hit the trail. You look at which side of the tree the moss is growing on. The sun is rising from that direction, which means that I have to be facing north. Okay, if I'm facing north, then surely they said the town was east, so I have to start going east. And you kind of start to work all of this out and begin to make your way through the woods. And you do notice that you do happen to be going the same direction as Larder, who seems to be putting much less thought into his navigation than you are.
Oh yeah, this is the rock. It looks like a chicken. Yeah, so I need to go. This way. No, wait, no, it's over here.
And miraculously, you do also end up going the right way. So, that is 3 successes. I'm going to roll for Grimble Beer Wout. Holy shit.
It's gonna get your ass.
All 3 of you make it out of Corvin Woods at different times. From the actual tree line emerging first, we see Marianne, followed by Larder. From a completely different direction, nowhere close to the tree line, sprinting over the horizon is Tulpa, running seemingly straight from the town of Corbin up to the tree line in an attempt to, like, requalify himself by, like, dipping in and then out of the woods to, like, technically be the first person to exit the woods. And I think Tulpa is first. Marianne comes second. And then, dishearteningly, Grimbus does beat you, Larder. Grimbus Beerwout, just by about, like, it has to be less than 60 seconds, breaks the tree line before you do. Looks at you and goes, "I told you, you rotten, no good, yellow belly son of a bitch. I would avenge my father and my fathers before me."
Well, I wasn't going to say this, and then you called me a son of a bitch. You needed it more than I did. And I hope this makes up for the disrepair that your family's reputation has fallen into on account of your low-quality wares, general distractedness, and all-around shambling appearance. You lout. You blight on the land. And I hope that your name is remembered a final time for this and not your virtue. And I hate you, and I think I've had 2 bad days.
Jesus, man, just call me a bitch. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just call me a swear word like a normal fella.
Did you get those teeth from your daddy, or was your mom ugly too?
The camera spins around, and floating down is Dominion the Strong, the second seer, who looks at you, Tulpa, and with that distant metal affect goes, "Very good. What is your name?
I'm Tulpa.
Where are you from, Tulpa?
I guess Toppin, but also Lily?
Dominion remains silent as you say that, and then gives a quiet sage nod, and from in kind of seemingly nowhere, and a bit of a surprise, Maria walks up behind the group and goes, "Well done, Tulpa, you said it was."
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. You have won the game, or well, you are one of 2 winners of the second challenge. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Because of your well-earned victory, might I add, beating the other contestants by about an hour, which we're not quite sure how you did that, you will get to stay in the Master Suite tonight, which is going to be a sleep of kings, they call it, down at Corbin.
Cool. Is it? You said sweet. Is that like a candy?
I'm sure there will be candy at your request if you desire it, but no, I mean more in an apartment sense, like a room, like 4 walls and a ceiling and a floor.
Swanky.
Yes, swanky. A word that has not been invented yet, but you've just brought into the modern zeitgeist of Atlas. Swanky, I like the sound of that. I think I'm going to say that to all my friends. And then, kind of walking out from the tree line a little bit later, you see some hunters who are kind of in this challenge for the hunting aspect of it and game collection walk out. And there is a hunter who walks out from the tree line with a pretty gnarly looking, like, wolf head. But it's a little bit bigger than wolves normally grow to be, and its fur looks like it's tinged like a maroon color. And he goes, "Yep, saw this off a nightmare on my way down. I think that makes me a winner too, right?" You see Maria responds, "Well, this is the most impressive trophy that's been brought back so far. Nothing else beats you by sundown. I think you may take it." And the sun sets, and the second game concludes. And the 2 winners are crowned, which are Tulpa and this mysterious other individual who you haven't quite gotten the name of. And as the second game concludes and Dominion looks inquisitively towards Tulpa, and the sun sets over the town of Corbin, our camera pans up into the night sky, and we will return to the world of Atlas on the next episode of Tabletop TV.
Woo! Yay! We did it! We played exactly 1 hour of Game No More No Less.
Yeah!
Yay.